r/AskReddit. What do schools need to stop doing now? Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more daily Reddit videos. Blocking actual useful extensions on the Chrome web store on school-issued computers. At my school, I was once shoved against a locker, slapped, kneed in the stomach, and pushed over by a bully. We had to say sorry to each other, and then we both got detention. What in the duck do you mean? I was literally just assaulted by a stupid dog. What did I do wrong? I was in year 7 in 2001 and am half Tunisian. After 9/11, one girl in my class, whose cousins lived in Ohio, we're Australian, to explain how geographically ridiculous this got, repeatedly bullied me because your people almost killed my cousins. We got to go to peer support sessions together. We sat with a counselor while she cried about nearly losing her cousins, and we had to do activities like writing down a list of things we liked about each other and things we thought the other could work on. She wrote violence for me. WTF. I've never even raised my hand to anyone, ever. I wrote geography for her and I got a detention for not being respectful during peer support. Melbourne Catholic single-sex schools really are an alternate universe, punishing kids for fighting back when they didn't start the fight. For the schools that do it, punishing a whole group for the actions of just a couple or few students. One time a kid stole a computer from my school. They had a list of suspects, but instead of following up with their suspicions, they threatened to charge every student with theft if the thief did not come forward. Needless to say, that did not go over well with parents. They told the parents they didn't want to single anyone out and make the field targeted. The thief turned out to be their top suspect. We had this at my school. A group of like 5 boys were calling girls hoes and the girls got pissed, and half the boys in our grade got dragged in. Half of them had never even talked about the girls and still got in trouble. Banning hoodies. I get bullied and teachers don't do crap, but when I wear a hoodie I'm suddenly evil and gonna shoot up the school. Making kids get up at 6 AM to catch the bus, then dropping them outside the school that doesn't open its doors for another 15 minutes. I'm a teacher. Adjust start times. Kids have to get up crazy early despite the overwhelming research that it's bad, so a small portion of kids can play sports. Athletes can get up early if they want, but punishing the entire student body's academics drives me bonkers. Lack of differentiation. Fair and equitable are different. Differentiation allows me to meet kids where they're at and keep teaching them from there. The current model leaves so many kids behind and leaves the gifted or quick kids bored and disenchanted, giving seminars about mental health and school life balance while simultaneously assigning an hour of homework per class. It's bullcrap giving kids 50% for assignments they didn't even turn in. It makes for some crushing blows when they get to college or have their first boss. Zero effort is 0% in my book, unless you talk to me and let me know what's up. Last but not least, the last 2 years of high school need to be completely revamped. Allowing kids to independently study in these last 2 years gives them control of their academic future and fosters their interests. It also stops kids from having to take classes they already know they're bad at. Instead, that instructional time is used to help them feel and be successful. Also, it takes away the dichotomy of having to ask to use a bathroom while also being asked to make massive college employment decisions. That makes no sense. We are not preparing kids for life. That fifth point is fantastic. I would be a very different person today had I been allowed to pursue my own academic interests rather than trudge through a curriculum that didn't hold my attention. I don't know what it's like now, because this happened about 12 years ago. A guy who I was friends with and knew since we were both around 9 years old sexually assaulted me during school, touched me under my skirt and pushed himself on me against my locker and tried to do more. When I brought this to the school's attention, they told me to avoid him, to change my seat in the classes we shared, to sit away from him on the bus we both took to and from our fine arts classes to another school in the morning. After a few days I couldn't do it. To continue that, he was suspended. But the fact they told me to stay away from him, to change my life and not the other way around. It's something that stayed with me and it's not something anyone should experience. And to have an adult tell me that just added and needed pain. A lot of people ended up hating this principle and didn't last long, but I hope schools do better with the situation. For both male and female students, We had an assistant principal that was notorious for her stupid butt dress code violations. She targeted young ladies most of all. She walked around with a tape measure and would measure all skirts and shorts and dresses and would measure in different locations to send someone to ISS. Dresses perfectly fine. She was gonna measure from below the waist. Sleeveless shirt but you wore a jacket? Nope. You have to remove the jacket to show her your shirt had sleeves. Fall on your way to school and skin your knee? Well, now your pants have holes in them and now you look like a punk. ISS for you. The running joke was that she sent people to ISS first and decided what they did to deserve it later, which was only halfway a joke. She did duck up big time though and sent a girl to ISS for distracting makeup only to find out it wasn't makeup. The girl just had beautifully thick eyelashes and eyebrows and glass-like skin. She literally sends a girl to ISS for being too pretty. The parents were pissed and she never sent anyone for a makeup violation again. But that didn't stop her from sending anyone who wasn't in essentially baggy jeans and a t-shirt at least 3 sizes too large to ISS. Small issue, but I had a decent amount of high school teachers that factored organization into your overall grade for the class. I think that's not productive. If a kid is messing up and is visibly disorganized, you're presumably double dinging them. And if a kid is doing well but would seem disorganized, you're dinging them for not following a process designed to achieve certain results, despite the fact that they're achieving the results. The counterpoint I heard, because believe me, I griped, is that it's about following directions. But again, I think directions are there to accomplish something. If the person accomplished it and didn't break rules, there's not an issue, in my opinion. For duck's sake, make high school start times 8:30 AM at the very earliest, make it 9 AM ideally. Adolescents in high school are chronically sleep deprived and it's unbelievably unhealthy. Giving bullies a pass for bullying because they're great at sports. The school sports record is generally more important than the safety and often lives of the students. Being the school's star quarterback or whatever should not give you a free pass to ignore the rules. Cutting teacher salaries, cutting recess, cutting art classes, cutting school nurses and school counselors, cutting textbooks, cutting lunch budgets, sending kids into the world without any real knowledge of it. I mean, come on, is it really that hard to set up a class like once a week minimum that teaches us about mortgages, loans, pensions, savings, etc.? I left school without a single clue on any of these things. IDK if some schools do this, but my school needs to stop with 5 ducking bathroom passes each semester. Our semester ends in December. Our bathrooms are locked minus the ones near the offices, guidance, sports, and attendance, and if you're on the top floor your butt is walking to the front of the school just to pee. The kids just have to smoke and vape in the bathrooms and ruin it for everyone. Catch the damn culprits already. I need to piss. Meaningless busy work. No, I don't need to do 500 of the same kind of math problem to understand it. Maybe some people do, but don't force everybody to do a gigantic pile of work just because there might possibly someday be one kid who needs to do it that many times to get it. Those stupid crosswords teach kids crapple, and word searches are probably the worst way to teach kids anything. Assigning meaningless busy work as homework on top of it is just downright cruel. Really, homework as a whole is an abomination when it comes to primary or secondary school. It's not so bad in college when you aren't sitting in class the entire day, but giving children piles of busy work and homework is just going to make them detest school rather than teach them anything. Pushing tons of stress onto us. Ignoring the rampant mental health issues until someone inevitably kills themselves again. Paying a crap ton of money for some motivational speaker to come out and talk to us once, and then going back to ignoring the issue until the next suicide. My school is an emotional time bomb, I swear. Zero tolerance allows for bullies to make victims that turn into mass shooters. Before the 90s happened, when a kid bullied you, you worked up the courage and punched the kid in the nose. A week later you were friends. Or not, but at least you weren't a victim. Micromanaging kids' squabbles leaves them unable to interact and deal with confrontation appropriately. Punishing both sides of a fight is ultimately re-victimizing one of the participants. It's just lazy school administration in my opinion. Gonna sound a bit annoying, but whatever. I think homework needs to stop. Seriously, these kids go to school for like 6-10 hours a day just to go home and spend the rest of their day doing homework. If they decide to hold off until nighttime, now they are getting low sleep. Just ridiculous. Edit. I hate to be that guy, but thanks for the likes. I didn't expect for a post about me ranting about homework would be my most liked post. Edit 2. I'm glad you'll agree. I really thought this post was gonna go to crap. Bro, where do you even start? I teach in 4-1. Holy crap, so many people teach that. At the most basic level possible. Simply do not like these kids. I work with people that brag about how much their students hate being in their class and how scared they are of them. The duck? No wonder so many kids are miserable in school, because so many are probably being educated by people who honestly do not care about them. And it's basically impossible to fix. No one wants to get into teaching, so it's not like there are a surplus of replacements. Pretty sure other teachers call me too soft or a pushover because I simply like knowing these kids and learning about their lives. Also think co-workers look at me as soft because I'm willing to work with students on their mental health more. Whatever. IDGAF, I care about the students, really not so much about co-workers and all. It's an awesome job if your heart is in it. Teacher of 9 years, mostly pre-K with some elementary school mixed in. This is entirely speaking on USA education. In addition to punishing kids for things like fighting back when attacked or bullied, goaded into responding. How about we stop having things like being able to outsmart the teacher labeled as defiance? You can literally cite defiance as a principal visit worthy offense. It's just an excuse to make yourself feel better that an 8+ or even 4-year-old was able to poke holes in your logic. We should also stop trying to make parents blameless. The amount of times I've received children and been told they are out of control or otherwise unmanageable, but then it turns out that all they needed was for someone to tell them they aren't allowed to be feral, is staggering. There's a lot of things, but I'll list the ones I hate the most. Zero tolerance clause, homework, waking up as early as we do, crappier treatment of higher grades especially in elementary school, blatant favoritism towards different students, and having teachers that are downright pedophiles. Zero tolerance clause is kind of just. Kid A beat the crap out of Kid B and Kid B gets an equally bad punishment despite not even fighting back. Seriously, screw you. Homework. Most schools already demand that we go for 6-8 hours of our day, not even counting the time taken to prepare for school. So, when students finally get free, is it really necessary to pile even more crap so they're constantly stuck in a cycle of schoolwork? This is what seriously affects the mental health of many students. Keep your work within the school schedule. Damn it, crappier treatment of higher grades, particularly in elementary schools. This doesn't apply to every school, but it does apply to many. Just because they're older doesn't mean you get to start treating them like dirt and demanding they kiss the toes of younger kids. Favoritism. Listen, who cares if Kid A is your favorite student ever? Doesn't change the fact that she beat the piss out of Kid B, who did nothing wrong. Stop being in malaise and actually do something about it. Do I really have to explain the pedophile teachers? That is sickening and seriously dangerous for students. Stop trying to justify having pedophiles in your school. Get rid of that bitch. Seriously. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more daily videos. See you tomorrow.